Hey everybody, Kate Buck Jr. here, and welcome to our Media Buyers for Hire Google Hangout. Today is Thursday, July 13th, I think, although I'm not sure what time it is for you. It is 8 p.m. here in Verona, Italy, and I say that ahead of time to say I am hosting the Hangout for you this evening here from Verona, hence the crazy background of my my room here, my very small room. And on top of that, I have had some interesting Wi-Fi issues all day today. So I'm just putting that out there in case we have any technical difficulties. It is because I am traveling Italy. So I'm really excited for this call. We have a very special guest. I see some of you guys coming on. Graham's here. Hello. Tyrone is here. Bobby's here. Jordan, Brian, yay, more people coming on. So I'm just going to take a few minutes and introduce our special guests, and then we'll jump into the presentation. And of course, these are AMAs. So in addition to content, you guys have the opportunity in the YouTube chat. Okay, please use the YouTube chat. I will keep my eye on Slack. I will keep my eye on the LinkedIn group. But again, I'm trying to minimize the amount of applications that I have open so that we can host the entire webinar for you and not get bumped off. So I am excited. Today we are going to chat with Gretchen. She is Gretchen Quinlan. She is account director at Yahoo Finance in the finance vertical. And I know some of you are either in the finance vertical yourself or you have clients in the finance vertical, but don't worry if you aren't in that vertical and you're here for information on other ones. Gretchen's going to speak to us today about Yahoo Gemini, which is their top platform for performance advertisers for you guys listening. And we're going to talk about Yahoo Gemini native ads. We're also going to, I think, Gretchen, correct me if I'm wrong, we're going to touch a little bit on BrightRoll DSP if we have some time, and folks can ask questions to you about that as well.
That's right.
Yep. Okay, good. So just so you guys know, Gretchen and I have been chatting a little bit preparing for this, and I was privileged to get to meet her through Justin, of course. And she's been at Yahoo for over 4 years, and she works directly with advertisers, just like you guys, that have strict performance goals to help you optimize towards click-through rate, to really, so that's what she's going to talk to you guys about tonight, is just how to make these campaigns better, how to use Yahoo Gemini. And of course, we're going to answer all of the questions that you have. So Jordan says you always have Wi-Fi issues. That's because I'm traveling Europe for the summer. So without further ado, Gretchen, why don't you take it over and maybe say a little bit more about yourself and what we're going to talk about tonight, and then if you would hop into the content.
Sure. How do I take the screen?
I just gave it to you, so they're seeing your face right now, so just chat, and then you know where the green share screen is when it's time to share the slides, and then you can turn it off when we're ready for AMA again.
All right, sounds good.
Cool.
Hey everyone, Kate did a pretty good intro there, but again, I've been at Yahoo for about 4 years now. I work mostly with financial vertical advertisers. I'm actually on the mid-market team here at Yahoo, which means that I work with all clients that aren't the largest brands. So not Bank of America, not American Express, but anyone smaller than that. So that means that most of the performance type advertisers fall into our vertical because they're not a large brand. So there's about 8 finance vertical sellers here. I'm located in Boston on my team. And the majority of all performance advertisers on the content marketing team, as well as retail, all sit here in Boston as well. So if you have clients that are in a different vertical, I'm happy to connect you with the right person to. So with that, I think I can get started. I have some slides prepared. Let me do a screen share here. We're just going to do my entire screen. I think that's okay.
Yeah, we see it just
Cool.
See just fine. So, yep. Awesome. Looks great.
So today we're just going to go over Yahoo Gemini, which is our top platform for performance advertisers. I would say that about 80 to 90% of the revenue that comes in on my team comes in through Yahoo Gemini, because that's where all the performance advertisers like to be. We can also touch on BrightRoll DSP. I do have some clients that have a lot of success in BrightRoll. One of the main differentiators there is if clients are able to accept a view through conversions. Most clients that I work with have a CPA goal, and a lot of them are only looking at click conversions. And I'm guessing that's the case with most of your clients, but you know, view conversions can be valuable too. So that's a BrightRoll sweet spot. So we can go over that as well. We already did a quick intro. I'll go over Yahoo Gemini. We'll do a case study, then go over some tactics. We'll look at the inventory, the data that we have available, and how important pixels are. And then if we have time, we'll go to BrightRoll DSP. So I wanted to start with a case study. One of the advertisers on my team is the Motley Fool. They're a big native advertiser. If you go to yahoo.com or Yahoo Finance, you should be able to see their native ads. Their goal is to drive subscriptions and generate leads for their financial content. And their marketing manager here gave some stats that they saw a 6.2% higher click-through rate than the industry benchmark and a lower CPM. So they're driving a lot of traffic with a high click-through rate, low CPM, and generating a lot of leads for Motley Fool. So how did they do that? The first thing that we're going to look at is inventory. So in Yahoo Gemini, we are able to classify the different sections of inventory with bid modifiers. So we have 3 different groups of modifiers, 1, 2, and 3, and then we have A, B, A, B, A, B. So there are actually 6 modifiers. Group 1 is our more premium inventory. So that's where most of our performance advertisers want to be. It's the Yahoo homepage, Yahoo Finance, and all of the inventory that is converting for our product team. Takes a look at conversions for all advertisers on the back end, and then looks at the different inventory sources, and the inventory that's driving the most conversions ends up in group 1A. And then it goes down from there. So 1A, and then 2 is kind of like the medium inventory, and then 3 is the more like a lot of the syndication partners that don't perform as well for performance advertisers. So 1, 2, and 3 looks at the different levels of inventory, and then A and B is desktop or mobile. So if your client is looking for mobile inventory, you would be bidding up on the B inventory, and if they are looking for desktop inventory, you would want to bid up on the 1A inventory. Do we have any questions there? Nope.
There's just, I don't think, not yet. There's just a slight delay. I was just asking if you guys want to type into the chat so we can get an idea of who might already be using either one of these platforms, having success, etc. But yeah, no questions just yet. If you do, there is a slight delay, so one might come in. Oh, any examples of sites in group 2 and 3 is a question.
Yeah, so it's really dependent on performance, but I know now since Yahoo just merged, we're getting merged with AOL after being bought by Verizon. We are now under the Oath umbrella under Verizon, where all of Verizon's media brands will live. So it's going to be Yahoo, AOL inventory, as well as like Huffington Post, and all of those other fun properties are going to start getting introduced into the Yahoo Gemini Yahoo Gemini inventory. So I'm guessing some of those will start getting introduced into 2A, and then see how they perform, and then they'll go up to 1A if it's driving performance. Another thing to note is that it's not, say, just one property. So say it can be actually broken out by section. So our product team can look at the different sections on Yahoo. So say, like, if Yahoo Sports homepage performs really well for advertisers, but Yahoo Fantasy Sports doesn't, Yahoo Sports could get put in 1A and Fantasy Sports could get put in 2A. Does that help? So
yes, I think that answers it. Mm-hmm.
Okay, great. So it's really important, I would say, to start out with some bid modifiers. What most of my performance clients do is just max out the bid modifiers. And I can just show you an example of like how this looks like in the Gemini platform. So this is just like a demo account. You would go into, after you created a campaign, you can edit it. And then you can bid, they would usually bid all the way up on 1A and decrease all the other bids. And not to say that mobile traffic can't be valuable, but most advertisers that are looking for a form fill or for a purchase, it's harder to do on a mobile device, so they're looking for desktop conversions, and then just bid down on the rest of the inventory, the maximum amount. You get the picture. And then just continue down. What you can do to optimize, say you want to, say instead of starting with a strategy, you want to start with an open strategy. We have reporting that you can bid that'll show reporting by modifier to see how all of those modifiers are performing. So you would just go into the reporting tab and pull a bid modifier report. I'm not sure where it is. There's a lot of different reports, but there's one that's called a bid modifier report. Bid adjustments report right here. And it would show how each section of inventory is performing for your client. There's also one caveat that I wanted to touch on while talking about inventory. A lot of times when advertisers start out in Gemini, if Yahoo Mail performs well, we have a ton of Yahoo Mail inventory, and the ad actually looks a little bit different in Yahoo Mail. It's a pencil ad format that runs on top of the mail. So it's not like a larger native ad, it's a smaller pencil ad, and the click-through rate is much lower than any of our other inventory, just because of the format and the fact that it's in mail. So if you have a really low click-through rate, that's where it would make sense to connect with your Yahoo rep and ask them to take a look at performance by property. We are able to work with our engineering team to separate out mail. So you can have a separate campaign for mail only, and then block mail from specific campaigns, but those changes do need to be made on the back end. But what I've seen for a lot of advertisers is it's best to block out that Yahoo Mail from one campaign and target it separately in another campaign, because it drives down the click-through rate of their ads. And when you're optimizing, you want to optimize towards a higher click-through rate because it drives lower cost per click. So that's definitely one important thing that I would look at when looking at inventory.
Along those lines, we have a question from Bobby that says, so is there no way to exclude all mobile devices?
There isn't, but my advertisers are able to exclude mobile using the, so there's no like switch that you can turn mobile off. You can run a mobile only campaign, but if you adjust your bid so that you're bidding on group 1A and 2A and bid down on mobile traffic, my clients see 99.9% desktop inventory. So there are tools that allow you to block mobile.
And Jordan is asking, you mentioned the pencil ad for Yahoo Mail. Do they still need to add the optimized image? if they're
Yes, so
using
I can show you, like, let me pull back up the demo account real quick and go into one of the campaigns. We have some ads built in here. So you have to add the 1200, but you have to add an image to be able to create the ad, but it'll be the smaller image that shows. So if you go into the ads, these were actually rejected. I just kind of went in here and created some test ads today, so that's probably why they were rejected, but this means they were rejected by our policy team. But if you select this view, you can look at all the different ways that the ad could serve. So here's an example of the pencil ad. This is what it would look like in Yahoo Mail.
Okay, so there's still the image. So it's just it's optimizing the image for the pencil ad size format.
Right. This makes it a little bit smaller rather than, say, here.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Okay, cool.
That makes sense.
Mm-hmm. Does. Thank you.
Yeah.
I don't have any more questions coming in right now.
Well, we can go back to the presentation then.
If you guys have them, feel free to drop them in, and I'll ask them at the end, or if I can, sneak them in, it makes sense to do so. I will, as I can.
All right, so that's all I had on inventory. So let's move on to data and targeting. Yahoo has a ton of data available to reach the correct users for your advertisers. Some of the most powerful data that we have is email data, search data, content consumption data, mobile app usage data, and social behavior, although I don't see that used as much. There are some available interest targets available in the Gemini UI, but if you're working with a Yahoo contact, you have access to all data available at Yahoo. So what I would actually recommend, rather than selecting some of the audiences in the Gemini UI that are available to everyone, is either creating some custom audiences or selecting some audiences that are better fit for the target that you're trying to reach. Two of the most common audiences that work really well for performance advertisers are search retargeting and mail retargeting. Sorry, my calendar invite just popped up. And we can do mail retargeting on domains. So one common thing is my clients will send over a list of their competitors' domains. We'll build a custom audience for them and be able to target all users who are receiving emails from that client's competitors. Similar with search, they'll send over a search keyword list that they're either using in their search advertising or that they come up with based on competitors or even just their brands. Like, for example, like if Pizza Hut wants to target all users that are searching for Pizza Hut, they would just send us a keyword list with Pizza Hut, and then we would be able to retarget all of those users with native ads that are searching for pizza. We can get pretty specific with this targeting. We can get all the way down to purchase data, which is a new feature that we have. So we can look at the different receipts that users have in their inbox and target, say, consumers who are spending more than $2,000 a month on Amazon, for example. So I would say just work with myself or your Yahoo contacts to build audiences that make the most sense for your clients. Any questions there?
Well, I have some questions coming in. I have one, if you don't mind rewinding a little bit about inventory, or I can ask it at the end.
Oh, that's rewind.
Okay. So Alex is asking, how much local inventory is available on Gemini?
A lot. So I don't know the exact stats, but I have clients that have been able to scale up to $50,000, even to $75,000 a day. Okay,
awesome. Brian is saying that he's asking to the other participants they're using Gemini for native ads or search. His primary interest is search, so I guess we could just pocket that for the end. Any tips there? So we'll answer that at the end, Brian. Next question is, what languages do you support for campaigns?
There are a lot of different languages. If you toggle, like when you create a new campaign, it'll show you, you can select the language. There's a whole drop down. And then if the ads are in English, you need to select English language. If the ads are in French, you need to select French language. So the language of the ad needs to match the language in Gemini. We can also target different languages if you want to run, say, an English ad in the US targeting people who speak Spanish. So we can do it both ways.
Jordan says, it appears Yahoo recently made it so you can't target male-female demographics on the ad group level, just only on the campaign level. And he's asking why.
I'm not sure why product made that decision.
Okay. Liana's saying she wants to try mail retargeting. Seems really powerful. Can you do mail retargeting to specific email addresses from a customer list?
So the answer is sort of. We wouldn't call it mail retargeting, but you are able to upload a customer list to target those customers, and it would just be a custom audience. So you would just go into the custom audience builder.
Okay.
And upload your list.
Is weight loss allowed on Gemini?
That would be
weight loss products.
I don't think so.
Okay.
Just to point out, there is like a help and guidelines section that's pretty helpful.
Yeah.
That you can just search in, and if you search for policy, all of our policies will come up. If there's something that you think that might be, I have a lot of advertisers that we're back and forth with policy a lot, that you might think is kind of borderline on policy, you can send it over. We can send it to our policy team. They can review it before you go through all of the work of uploading your ads into the account and getting everything rejected. We can have our policy team review it and let you know if it's something that's going to be allowed to run.
Okay, cool. All right. Yep. At some point, we'll come back to Brian's question about search at the end.
I mean, we can. You can run search through Yahoo Gemini for search clients as well. Today, I was just focused on native. So, if you have any search questions, feel free to reach out as well. We can get advertisers up and running on search. So that's kind of it.
Okay. Cool. Okay. So that's kind of it. All right. Good. One more just came in. Are there similar audiences or, lookalike type audiences on Yahoo to build on top of an uploaded customer list?
Yes. So we can create two types of lookalike audiences. That's actually a good question. It goes into my next slide that I was going to talk about pixels. So we
perfect.
Lookalike audiences off of an uploaded audience list, or we can create lookalike audiences off pixel data. So if the client is able to place a pixel, they can place the yahoo.pixel on their landing page, on their home page, on their conversion page. We have one pixel that's a universal pixel that tracks performance from all pages. And then what we do to create different or to track conversions or create retargeting audiences, we make different conversion rules, and you can do that based on a URL or an event. So if you were looking to create a lookalike audience based off converters, you could just drop a pixel on the client's conversion page, then create an audience that is all of those converters and create a lookalike audience off of those converters.
Nice.
Question. So yes, we're able to create lookalike audiences off of email lists that you upload or off pixel data. And I would recommend setting up pixels for any client that's running, just because it'll give us my team more visibility into performance, and our system can also optimize towards conversions. And in case there's anything that we need to go back to our teams on our end, like say there's a traffic that's not performing well, or you want to block Yahoo Mail traffic, it's always helpful for us to be able to go back to the product team and say, hey, this isn't performing for this advertiser. Here's the data to back it up. And it gives us more leverage to be able to push our teams to get the inventory that your client. Cool. Any pixel questions? Nothing yet.
Nothing yet, but there's about a 2-minute delay, so they'll probably come in.
An hour for this, or did we have a half an hour scheduled?
Yeah, we have as much or as little time as we need. So yeah.
Okay, great.
There is a little bit more questions coming in about search and just how it works on Yahoo in general.
Okay.
Or should we say that
how it works
again?
Mm-hmm. It's similar to how it works on Google or Bing. If you have search campaigns set up in Google, you can literally just export them and we can upload them into Yahoo Gemini for you. I would say that the volume is a little bit less for Yahoo than it is for Google, but it's definitely worth testing out. We have a lot of advertisers who have seen a lot of success with search.
Okay.
And they just use the same campaigns that they use in Google or Bing.
Very cool. Okay. I don't have any other questions. Do you want to hop in the demo or?
Yeah, so I was just going to do a quick demo of some of the tactics that we had been talking about in the pixels. These can get a little bit confusing. Okay, here we go. So this is just what a standard Yahoo Gemini account looks like. If your client is looking to get set up with an account, I would recommend reaching out to myself, or if you have a Yahoo contact, reaching out to them. You can create Gemini self-serve accounts, but then we can't help you. We can get them switched over to managed performance, but it'll take a little while. So I would suggest having my team help you get set up with an account if you want Yahoo support. It's just less of a headache. And then you can either set up a credit card to be billed or we can set up an IO. Once the account is set up, you'll have full access to the account. My team will also have access to the account. If you need any assistance getting things set up, you find all of your pixels up here under the wagon wheel. So this is where your dot pixel lives. For some reason it's not showing up right now. My internet might just be bad, or it might take a minute to load, but it's usually right here. And this is where you would grab the code to place on the website. And then I was talking about conversion rules. You would create them here under the shared library. And you can create them based on a website URL, a custom web event, or an in-app event. We do have the ability to optimize towards in-app events or app installs if you're looking to advertise a mobile app. And then the last thing I wanted to demo real quick was the custom audience tool. This is where you would build your audiences based off pixel data or a list that you upload. So if you wanted to upload an email address list, you would just go here, name the audience, and just drop the list into here. There's a specific format that it needs to be in, but there are pretty good instructions, so it should be pretty self-explanatory.
Do you guys have any questions about that? If so, feel free to type them in the chat now.
If not, I can move on to BrightRoll.
Okay, yeah, that sounds good. And if there's any questions about that, we can always, any questions that do come in, we can circle back. I'm also curious, you guys, why don't you type in the chat and let us know, like, what verticals do you have clients in, or do you have products? If you don't have clients, but you are the client. I'm just curious what verticals you guys are in.
Okay, so BrightRoll. There are two ways that you can run this through BrightRoll and Yahoo. One way is managed performance. So basically, you would tell my team all of your clients' goals, and we would work on a media plan together. And then my team would set up the campaign and optimize the campaign and run the campaign for you, and you would have no access to the system. Or we could set you up with the BrightRoll DSP seat, where you could be hands-on keyboard, just like with the Yahoo Gemini UI, and log into BrightRoll, set up campaigns, do your reporting, and all that jazz. I guess I would recommend, if it's a first-time client, I would recommend probably doing a managed campaign. And then we usually like to set up BrightRoll DSP seats for clients that are going to be advertising for a long time, just because it's a little bit more of a technical setup. So if the advertiser is looking to advertise anywhere from like 6 months to a year, that's where I would recommend getting hands-on keyboard and getting a seat. Or if you're an agency and you want to run advertising in BrightRoll for multiple advertisers. So we can set you up either way. What differentiates BrightRoll from a lot of other DSPs is the access to premium high impact inventory, particularly Yahoo inventory, that you wouldn't have through other DSPs. One placement that works really well for my advertisers is the 970 by 250 high impact billboard on the Yahoo homepage. In BrightRoll, you can target the Yahoo homepage directly. And this placement seems to perform really well in terms of click-through rate. And it can drive really low CPCs for performance advertisers. And that's something that you can't target in other DSPs.
Got it.
Another differentiator, I would say, besides inventory, is data. In BrightRoll, you have access to all Yahoo data. And you're able to build your own audiences. Like, so there's a question about mail retargeting. You can build your own mail retargeting audiences. You can build your own search retargeting audiences. Or you can access third-party data all through our audience builder tool. But Yahoo data isn't something that we hand out, so it's only available through BrightRoll or Yahoo Gemini. So that's one of our differentiators. We also have a number of other capabilities. We can optimize towards viewability if that's something a client's looking at. We have closed loop reporting. So if it's a retail client and they want to measure offline sales, we can do that. And the pricing type that I would recommend for any performance advertiser is a dynamic CPM. So basically you're setting a cap. We usually start with standard display at around $4, and then our system can bid anywhere from $0 to $4 on an impression, depending on how important it thinks that impression is. And your effective CPM will come in somewhere between $0 and $4. I hope that all makes sense.
I lost audio a little bit. You said it will come in between $0 and
$4.
$4. Okay.
If you set a $4 DCPM, which is what we recommend for just a standard display campaign with your 300 by 250, 728 by 90 ad sizes. If you're looking to run the billboard, I'd recommend starting at like around 8. But that doesn't mean the CPM will come in at 8. It'll bid anywhere from $0 to $8 depending on the impression. Our algorithm is able to automatically optimize towards conversions. So it will judge how much that it thinks that impression is worth and bid to win it with DCPM pricing.
Got it. Do you want questions, or do you want to keep going?
Questions? Yep.
Sure. Well, I have their verticals, and then
all over the place.
There are. So we have. Is there a way to feed your email list from ActiveCampaign or Zapier to the? They're calling it the retargeting list, but I think you said it's not really called a retargeting list, but to the custom audience list. Is there a way to auto feed, like when a conversion happens, right? Do you know if it works with Zapier or any other integration to auto add that person to the custom audience list?
I don't think so.
Yeah, that seems strange. Can we sign up for BrightRoll for free to start using it at this time, or?
There's
not a fee, right? But you did say BrightRoll is one of the ones where you prefer that they're going to be advertising for a while.
I would, is if they're looking to have access to BrightRoll. If you just want to run like a $10,000 test for a new advertiser, it might make sense just to have my team manage the campaign, and you would just send us all of the assets and let us know your goals, and we would go over how we were optimizing the campaign with you. And then if you saw success there, then and wanted to continue advertising, that's where we could set you up with the BrightRoll seat, so you would have access to the campaign, and you could pull levers like you can in Gemini. Okay.
I think we may have covered this question, but I'm not 100% sure, so I'm just going to ask it, and if we have, let me know. But how does inventory work in Yahoo Gemini search versus Bing?
Yahoo Gemini has, we're both able to bid on keywords. So sometimes Yahoo Gemini wins the bid and sometimes Bing will win the bid. So we both have access to that inventory.
Okay. And then some of the verticals are health and finance, real estate and mortgage, author training, DevOps software, local service providers and like handymen and home renovations, and online training for overcoming anxiety. Michael says, I'm running on Gemini, driving leads to an online webinar. I'm already optimized for device, publishers, and we're using custom audiences with pixels. looking for top tips to drive CPL improvement of 20% or more.
I guess I would have to take a look at your account. It sounds like you're doing a lot of the right things, but I'm sure there are some more ideas that we could come up with to optimize the campaign.
Okay. Okay, good. So, Michael, we're going to give out Gretchen's information to connect. So hang on for that. And Jordan was wanting to connect also. So yeah, anybody that is looking to, Jordan said, he wants to get in contact with you to set up some managed accounts. So if anybody was looking to do that or to have an audit or review of a campaign.
Yeah, we can absolutely take a look at any campaigns and provide recommendations and see what you're doing and see if there's anything the reason why we're separated into verticals is really so that we have expertise in the verticals. So it's nice because all of my clients are in the financial vertical. I can see what's working for some clients and what's not working, and we're able to make recommendations based on performance.
Love it. Okay.
I think one last thing I had was the audience builder tool in BrightRoll. I can give a quick demo of that. So one thing that's helpful with BrightRoll, if you do have a BrightRoll DSP seat, you are able to create audiences using our audience builder tool for your Gemini advertisers as well. So the audiences will sync directly to Gemini. So that's definitely one upside to having a BrightRoll account. But this is what our audience builder tool looks like. And as you can see, we have it separated into Yahoo data as well as composite audiences. And this is where you would create all of your custom audiences. So we'll go with mail domain. Basically, you can drop in a CSV file, or we'll stick with finance. We'll do. Or you can do a search and say you want to reach all users who are receiving emails from Investopedia. Oops. You can do not to, so I would add or reinvestordata.com. You can do it this way as well, but you don't want students. So you can also exclude audiences and build audiences that way. So these are all users are receiving emails from Investopedia or reinvestordata.com, but not from bncollege.com. So you can use the tool or you can upload audiences. You can do the same thing with search keywords. You can include or exclude keywords. And we also have purchase receipt data.
Jordan says this audience builder is killer.
Yeah, the audience builder is pretty great. A lot of my performance advertisers have just started logging into their BrightRoll seat, building any audiences that they want and using them across BrightRoll and Gemini. It's definitely a differentiator. So invoices and statements, you can include users who are making payments to American Express. Yeah. exclude users who make payment to Discover. If you're looking for each American Express customers, or maybe users that are a little bit more high income, then you would just build the audience. And it might take a couple of days to sync, but it'll show you the audience size. And then you would just use this ID to target in Gemini. The last tab, the composite audience, this is all available audiences. So it's all Yahoo data as well as party data as well. So if you're looking, again, let's use invest. You can do a search, and then it separates it out by Yahoo data. So we have all of these Yahoo audiences. It'll show you how many users are in the audience. And then we also have interest audiences as well, which is also Yahoo data, as well as third-party data. And we have data partnerships with pretty much any data DMP that you can think of. So if you scroll through here, you'll see Experian, True Signal, Blue Kai, Axiom, IOTA, and you can include or exclude the audiences. Same as before, it'll tell you the audience size, and all third-party data is available in Gemini at this point as well.
Awesome. If you guys have questions, since we're already getting into getting close to the top of the hour, if you have questions, now would be time to ask them. I just want to put that out there because there is a bit of a delay.
I guess that's that, because that was the last thing that I had to cover. So I can answer any questions, and if not, feel free to, if there's something that you missed, just feel free to reach out. Do you want to give them a couple minutes to?
Yeah, do you want to go ahead and let them know how they can get in contact with you while we're waiting for, do you have a slide about that by chance?
Don't, but I can
type
it. You can just email me.
Tyrone is interested in search retargeting. Can you explain a little bit more about how that works? I don't know if maybe we should do another, it seemed like a hot topic. We could maybe even do another webinar about it if needed.
Search retargeting?
Mm-hmm.
Well, we have a couple different types of search retargeting. We have search retargeting for your search advertisers that we can just turn on. So if you have any search client that's already running in Yahoo Gemini, or you get a search client up and running in our Yahoo Gemini and standard paid search, and they're not running native, what we can do is we can turn search on native on, and then we'll also be able to target those users after they searched a keyword. It increases the scalability of search, while we haven't seen like a difference in conversions coming in. So it allows you to scale your search campaigns without seeing conversions drop significantly at all. So that's the search product that we have available for search. Here, sorry, I meant to screen share back, so you weren't seeing my screen anymore.
Yeah, we're not seeing it. We're seeing you. So you have to go back to the green.
That's what I was trying to do. Okay, we're good. Because I was answering questions, so you didn't need to stare at my screen. So we do have that searcher targeting for search advertisers, and then for native or display advertisers, you can send us a keyword list. And that's where if you can create an audience builder, or my team can create the audience for you. You would just go to audience builder. You would build a search retargeting audience. And you would upload a keyword list. I think that I have one right here. We'll upload this one. That one's not the correct file type. It has to be a CSV. So you can just, we were looking at luxury credit cards. These are all the different luxury credit cards. It's just a search keyword list. And save it as CSV file. And you can just upload it into Audience Builder.
We're still, I don't know if you think we're seeing your screen, but we're still not.
There we go.
Okay. Yeah,
so
now we are.
I just have a keyword list of luxury credit cards that one of my clients built, and we can just drag that keyword list in, and you'll see all the keywords here. And you can adjust, maybe we'll make it 15 ways, and we have an exact match, but to create a larger audience, you can change it to broad match. Then we build the audience, and then you can use this audience to target any users who have searched for any of these 164 keywords in the last 15 days.
Very cool. Do you have any account managers, and I think this is something they could reach out and ask, who are experts in mobile gaming? And also the other question that came in is, did you say that you can retarget to native ads inventory?
Yes. So yes, we can.
Okay.
And yes, I have advertisers.
Okay, good. All right. Did you want to put your email address up, maybe on a slide or something, or give it?
There we go. Can you see that now?
Yep. So if you guys are interested in chatting more, or I guess you could tell them what would be the reasons, or what are the different things that they should reach out to you if they're looking for an account rep in one of the verticals, or specifically if they're in finance, you can work with them. If not, you can send them to someone else in the company.
Yeah, exactly. I can work to get you set up with an account, whether it's Yahoo Gemini, BrightRoll, make a recommendation for your clients, get you connected with the correct Yahoo person if it's not in the financial vertical, and provide recommendations for your advertiser.
Cool. And so that's GQ at yahoo-inc.com.
Correct.
So, yep, if you guys are looking, you want an account rep in Gemini, this is a good place to start. If you have questions or want to get set up in BrightRoll, all the stuff that we talked about tonight, Gretchen can help you with. You're specifically looking to work with some advertisers, right?
Correct. New advertisers are always great.
And again, you are in finance, but
I can connect you
specifically, but you can connect with anybody. Cool.
Reach out.
Okay.
Well, thanks so much, Kate, and thanks.
Thank you. Thanks everybody for being here, and yeah, Gretchen, maybe we'll have you back in the future, and we'll do another one. This was really insightful and very helpful.
All right. Thanks, everyone.
Thanks. Bye.
If you'd like to learn more about how to use paid traffic and analytics to scale your business, subscribe to the AdSkills channel so you'll be notified every time new content is released. If you'd like to learn more about the topic we just discussed, check out the related video we're posting right now.